So, first time you get these, gentle, nice, don't slam it. So you know you do.
Now show us the real way to close this.
So this is how I now close it because I've been annoyed with it. I just slam it down. If anything, me doing that consistently is probably why I can now close it normally.
I just want to say on camera, thank you so much for coming out here today. I know you drove a little bit, you had to kind of get up a little bit early, but I do appreciate it, man. The car is beautiful. Could be a good video for sure. So the interior here has got this beautiful red stitching. Got these quilted seats, Alcantara headliner that's also quilted. You can't see it probably very well. There you go. All right, so I'm just gonna pop in front of you here so I can take a look at this.
So you got the whole thing, that's G meter. As some of my friends like to point, you know, when you have a car that starts letting you record your own lap times using its computer, you've made it.
So basically all the controls, everything, drive modes, all that stuff is all done through like that center.
Yep,
center
all
display,
done right here. This is the only actual screen in the car.
It's very minimalistic, I've noticed as well.
Yeah, it's meant to be just, I mean, it nicely has heated seats, and that's pretty much the only extra thing. It's, you know, turn off, you have traction control, with this you have the park assist, spoiler, your, you know, parking brake, infotainment, shifter, and that's really just it.
And pretty much no modifications aside from just aesthetic stuff, right?
Yep, the only thing I modified so far is aesthetics.
Gotcha, awesome. And I know you had mentioned also off camera you were planning on some suspension work, is that right?
Yeah, so I want to get the suspension redone. There's a guy that does revalves Ullman, or his name is Scott Ullman. He redoes Olin shocks, and then he will revalve it, you know, and make it more specific for the car, and do it, you know, based on, are you want you know, 90% track, 10% road, or 90% road, 10% track. This thing hasn't really made it to the track yet, so
you have plans to go to the track?
Eventually, yeah. But I know that the ones that 90% road, 10% track can still be tracked and are better than the stock, so I'm still gonna do it.
I know we kind of talked about it already with the golf bags. Tell me about that.
So there is a claim somewhere that you can fit 2 golf bags behind the seats. I mean, I've fit cases back there, but I don't know if I could fit 2 golf bags. You might be able to fit 1 if you're okay with, you know, banging up some stuff back here, but I don't know about it.
And here's the front trunk. This is not your daily driver, right?
No, it is not.
Do you think that one could daily drive this car?
You definitely could, and people do. Like we potentially said earlier, it would be hard. I don't think I would do it.
Yeah.
But you know, people do, and you know, most of those people also are married, and their significant other has a different car, which I'm sure does most of the actual work.
Right.
If it was just this car, you'd have some problems just getting enough groceries for a week.
Oh man, it's gorgeous. What a gorgeous interior.
I think the quilted headliner is an option, but I think no matter what, it's Alcantara.
It's some kind of headliner, right?
Yeah, I think it's Alcantara, whether it's quilted or not.
Yeah. The engine here. So you had all these parts powder coated, I believe you said, right?
Correct.
And we got these carbon fiber badges as well. Which I have to say, Very, very nice little touch. It plays along with all the other carbon fiber you have on here. It looks really good.
When I first got them, it was only them. The exterior was only them, the side blades, which came from the factory like that, and then I did the mirrors.
Okay.
And so it was, I wasn't entirely sure about them when I first got them.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, once I saw them on, I was, you know, 100% on board. 'Cause I knew if I didn't like them, I could just have them removed and it wouldn't matter. But once I saw them, I thought that I made the right choice.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I mean, it's super clean, very, very nicely done, very tastefully done, I should say, with all the little carbon fiber bits. Are you planning on doing this in carbon fiber as well, or is that going to stay, you think?
I think that's going to stay like that just simply because I cannot, that's a different size than the one in the back.
Okay.
And I cannot find a way to, like, no one makes anything that does that.
Gotcha.
So the best you could do is completely remove that, and then it looks weird because it goes in with two like push pins that essentially need to break to remove it.
What would you say would be like your least favorite thing about this car? I don't imagine you have many complaints.
There is one very, very specific thing. If you're using Apple CarPlay,
okay,
and you have that on your screen, that screen will just go black sometimes.
Okay.
And you have to slow down to below 10 miles an hour and engage the parking sensors, and then unengage them, and that brings it back. So if that happens
weird.
on the highway and you're using Waze as your like directional service, it's
super
you have to
annoying.
pull over, or you have to just know where you're going until you get to a point where you can stop.
And
But
there's no fix for it.
no. People have brought their cars in specifically for it, and Audi has acknowledged it. There's been a bulletin made about it, and the bulletin pretty much says, tell the people that we know it exists, and that's it.
Yep. It seems like the more electronics and computers and stuff they put in these things, the more issues they have as a
The
result.
more things that can go wrong, the more things will.
What is your absolute favorite thing about this car? And before you answer, okay, well, speed. I was gonna say the V10 probably, right?
Well, I mean, kind of plays into it.
Kind of plays into it, yeah.
You're probably more correct. It's everything that comes from the V10. The exhaust sound, the speed, just love that cold start. I love it.
Black on black. I love black on black. I think it's the perfect combination for almost any car. Would you have picked it in a different color?
So, funny enough, I was very specifically looking for a white one. I love the white with the black rims and the carbon fiber.
Yeah,
I love that contrast.
The contrast looks great, you're right.
Only white one that I could find that was within any type of reasonable distance was, so, I mean, you saw the interior as the red stitching. You can get that in full red leather, and I mean full red leather. Every piece of leather can be red.
Wow.
And it was that. And it is the ugliest thing I've
really?
I hated it.
Oh man, I did not see that coming.
I know some people, that's their thing, but I love the black and red interior, but it was full red. And I hated
it. Just a little much.
I was like, I'm not buying that and then having to pay to get the entire interior redone.
All right, John, what do you say we go for a drive?
Of course.
Just gonna take a quick. Oh, that's a good looking car right there. It is nice to have a supercar with creature comforts like warm heated seats and.
Plus, you know, I do beat Lamborghini by having these.
Oh, look at that cup holders.
They don't hold much. they technically exist. We won't be doing anything illegal. We'll just be hitting the speed limit faster than normal.
Yeah.
And so, and here we have the increased red line then. So it just warmed up enough to give it a
the red line kicks up. I got you.
So it goes from 6,000 to like 8,500, 600, something like that.
You're saying that does it every time the car warms up and it's ready to go?
Yep, when it does. So when you first start it up, it will only give you up to 6,000. And then once that heats up, like, so this, and it's different every time. I've had it kick on when it was 110. This one did it at 130. So
it'll just short shift it sort of until it's ready to give you all of the beans. Oh my god! Oh my god! That,
a nice smooth 45.
That pulls so good. Super impressive, and I'm sure that wasn't anywhere close to full throttle, right?
No, not really.
It sounds great. One thing that I have to mention is that noise, the V10 noise that comes from behind you is just like, It's music. If I drove this car, I would never turn on any kind of music. I have to remember to not have an audible reaction every time I hear it. But it's so difficult because it just sounds so good.
I used to only drive it in, manual mode. But I started driving it in automatic because, then I got lazy. But it has a fun feature where if you step on it and it needs to downshift, it will. They call it a kick downshift. If the computer thinks that you need it, it'll go from 4 to 2, like instantaneously.
When you shift it yourself, do the shifts vary depending upon the mode that the car is in?
I've only ever shifted it in dynamic, where it is like the lightning fast shifts.
So it's you'll notice that it's either quicker or something along those lines.
Yeah. So if you have it in the other modes, then it would actually be a little more sluggish and more comfortable to do it.
I got you.
Well, now auto mode's a little unique because auto mode, it depends on how much throttle you're giving it. So it could be sluggish or it could be lightning fast.
Oh, there's a 458 that just passed us. I think that was a 458 at least.
When we were in Italy in May, just driving down to the Amalfi Coast, going through a tunnel, there's this white car that I hear just making all the noise, and it's SF90 Stradale. My jaw hits the floor, and my wife's like, "What just happened?" I'm like, "That was $2 million that just drove by us casually on the street in Italy, where the car's made."
I hear Ferraris are just, it doesn't matter which one, they're like all plagued with check engine lights and other problems. Like
Ferrari's one of those companies where I love to look at them, but
maybe not own one.
Yeah.
Oh god.
There we go. Kick down 5 to 2.
I think it's just a regular 40 Explorer. He would have already been up here. There's the 40 Explorer all the way in the back behind us.
You're the buffer car anyway, so he'll pull you over first.
They're definitely gonna pull over the blue fucking bag and then speeding over the black already.